What we're trying to do is teach teachers how to better work with their students. There's still too much teaching directly in a more of a lecture model, or more of a sage on the stage instead of as an instructional coach. And we were trying to change that so that students are working more on their critical thinking skills, their collaboration, their group processes.
The Merit, Making Education Relevant and Interactive Through Technology program is the KCI's premier technology-focused professional development program. Merit is a research-based educator development program designed to help teachers bolster their curriculum with technology-enhanced learning activities to motivate, challenge, and inspire the diverse learners and leaders of the future.
A lot of what we want to see happen is to have teachers begin to see that they are much closer to being able to use different technologies for great outcomes in their classes than they think. A lot of teachers think they're this far away from being able to do it, and they're here.
It has been just a total immersion, almost in a second language for me. I've learned about so many different kind of tools and applications that I'm literally sort of teeming with new information.
Merit is structured much differently than most other technology programs that teachers would participate in, primarily because our instructors are classroom-based teachers who have firsthand knowledge and experience in using these technologies with their students.
Participants have the opportunity to learn to use and contribute to a variety of resources for collaboration, and are required to design projects, not simply to provide dynamic learning experiences for their students, but also create open educational resources that will be of value to other teachers and students near and far.
You're not just coming in here and listening to somebody else do something that's amazing. You're having something presented to you, and then you're required to make. And I think that is amazing. I've been to any number of in-services or experiences where you listen to an expert and they might be fantastic, but it really is this one-sided model where one person just talks and you just listen. And that's, to me, not as effective as a learner. And so I certainly don't want to do that for my students, because then I shift from being that learner to being the teacher. I want to make sure that I'm bringing them along as kind of a creator or a curator of content as well.
Come out at the end of it feeling so much more confident about trying new things. So even if you don't necessarily master something, you feel more inspired and willing to give it a go.
So I'd say Merit has definitely transformed the way I think about mindfulness and setting up my classroom to build community in which students can be more resilient and innovative and creative. And so I think through Merit, we've participated ourselves in mindfulness practices and in improv games and things like that, and practiced vulnerability ourselves. And I've felt much more comfortable implementing those in the classroom. So my students are practicing mindfulness on a daily basis now, and I think that's reduced their stress levels and made them better focused in class, better ready to learn, and better ready to take risks and really drive their own learning. I think that Merit has given me a confidence that I didn't previously have in my teaching. I was asked to give a presentation in front of the entire program, and it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but I realized that I really do have an ability in terms of teaching and presenting, and even just that I have something to share with colleagues. And so I think that's improved my ability to go to colleagues back at my school and share my ideas with them so that we can best support our students. I think it's a great opportunity, especially for teachers that are looking to learn more about technology in the classroom. I think they'll learn a lot more, and it'll be I think, more transformative experience. But I've also learned so much, again, about mindfulness and really just changing the climate of my classroom so that students are really able to drive their own learning and be more resilient.
So first of all, I have to tell you that I work with adults. I work with teachers and principals, so they are my students. So adult learning is very different. What I have to say, though, in terms of my takeaway, my own personal takeaway, is the importance of having the face-to-face connections that I've had with people here at Merit, with my fellow students and with the teachers. It has been, it's like a booster shot every time I come. It's been wonderful. The first 2 weeks were amazing, and then after that, I just continue to learn, but I also continue to open my mind to different ideas. So in terms of myself, that's how it's affected me. In terms of my students, it has really changed the way that I deliver professional development. I've really gone away from the whole part of me speaking with a PowerPoint presentation, and now my professional development is way more interactive, and it's also better for my teachers because they are going at their own pace. I allow them to go at their own pace, and it's mostly because of what I learned at Merit over the summer. That has really helped me to frame my professional development so that it's more interactive for teachers. So I want to preface this by saying that I went through a graduate program at Cal. I went through the Principal Leadership Institute, which is a very intense 14-month program, and it was amazing in that it completely changed my life. There were a lot of things that we covered, but the biggest part was the connection that I had with the people that were in my cohort. And I have not had that sort of learning experience since I went through that program until I came to Merit. And it was amazing that in 2 weeks I had this other cohort of people who I was with. And I think that's really important, to get out there, meet new people, and be in an intense situation with them, even if it's just for 2 weeks. And I think that it's very important. A lot of times our teachers are in silos. They need to get out of those silos, and not just to get out of the silo that's their classroom, but the silo that is their school, and the silo that is their district. So it's very important for people to get out and talk to other people in other districts, because from that, we generate ideas, we open our minds, and we have just wonderful connections with people who we can always go to.
Merit has allowed me to take what my students were doing previously, which was sort of surface level technology in some regards, and a little bit of deeper learning. And it allowed me to really make all of my experience in my classroom at a deeper level, even with kindergartners. It became something that my students really feel like they take ownership for the technology as well as for the learning that happens with the technology. It's been integrated throughout our school day, and it's definitely something that I feel like I have a new sense of control for. Merit has allowed me as a teacher to really feel like I understand how technology can be implemented as an everyday resource. I feel like it has also given me the chance to see my professional learning network grow and expand with other educators, not only in this area, but throughout the world. It's been something that I really value, the way that we approach technology as a tool and not necessarily the focus for how and what we're teaching. It's given me the chance to really feel like the students, as well as myself, are using technology in a way that we can incorporate it throughout our day and not necessarily have it as a special project every now and then. Administrators would really benefit from knowing that merit is not just an experience for an educator. It really is the beginning of a burning desire to chase down new and profound ways of teaching that can involve technology, but that it's about more than just getting an iPad in my classroom. It really is about understanding and implementing technology as a teaching resource. And it definitely becomes something that supporting your educators on a whole new level, it really matters for us. And so throwing your best efforts at supporting us becomes something that becomes our launching point.
So having been through the program in 2013, Merit really helped me let go of the control of my classroom and let the students do all of the learning and engagement and the motivation part of being in the classroom. So the things that I saw them doing were taking in charge of their learning and making it more personalized. They were also doing things that were more creative, more collaborative. There was no right or wrong way for them to pursue a topic that they wanted to go deeper. So when I started Merit, I was in a private K-8 school and just teaching computer classes, and I was considered the director of technology for that school as well. So the things that I learned pushed me out of a small box that I felt like I was in, a silo, so to speak, and I was able to just branch out and gain the confidence and validity that I needed to feel more confident in what I was doing in the classroom and to share out and get that networking that Merit provided. Getting me to speak in front of people was huge. I used to be super nervous and shy. So it really changed my character, it changed my teaching, and it changed my career path. I was a teacher, now I am the director of technology for a small public school district, and I'm also the assistant director for Merit this year. So Merit changes lives. It sounds cliche, but it's so true. What they need to do is make Merit part of every teaching program for every administrator and for every teacher, because it does truly simply change the pedagogical practices in your classroom and the philosophy behind it.